Hello once again, this is Andrew with the Play Critically Livestream and the Switch Focus podcast, and I'm going to play a semi-new compilation. It's been out in Japan since 2017. They finally brought it to the West this year, where it launched during E3, but I waited for the physical version to come out, which just came out today. It's Collection of Mana. So, let's go ahead and jump into it. I know Final Fantasy Adventure and Secret of Mana very well. I've beaten both of them many times. The Seiken Densetsu 3, which they're now calling Trials of Mana, I've only played once from the translated ROM. I don't know it nearly as well. I'm going to play each game for about an hour in order of chronological release. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I heard about this. There's a music player for each game that lets you go through the entire soundtrack, and you know, as great as the Mana series is, the music is the best thing in it. Okay, well. I know there are different display options. Let's go ahead and just take a look while I'm here. Quick save and quick load, that's cool. Game guide off. That's obnoxious. I don't need those on my screen at all times. Select game version. What does that mean? Oh yeah, it's just the language. Okay. Reset. Title menu. Okay. Let's see what... Oh. Yes, we used to play Game Boy games like this, believe it or not, kids. It sucked. We didn't know any better, but it sucked. Tree of Mana grows with the energy of will from each and everything of this world. It grows high above the clouds in the air on top of Mount Illusia. Legend tells that it gives eternal power to the one who touched it. Dark Lord was trying to find the way to the Tree of Mana to get the mighty power to conquer the world, as Dark Lords tend to do. Boy. I'll just call him Andy. Why not? Girl. I don't know. Sarah. We only have 4 letters to work with, unfortunately. The Game Boy was a long time ago. Now fight! Now, even all the way back on the Game Boy, there were different methods of attack. If you held the in the direction and attacked, you'd do a little stab. But if you don't press any direction, then you'd swing your sword. And there actually are different reasons to do that. But it's going to be a while before I get to a point where that matters. Andy and friends were forced to fight every day, just for the entertainment of Dark Lord. Many fighters have fallen from their wounds. So in this Game Boy game, somebody snuffs it in the first 5 minutes. This is a really ambitious Game Boy game, I would say. Here's Amanda. We'll be meeting up with her again a little later in the game. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Okay, yep, thank you. And even though this is called Final Fantasy Adventure, this is the first mana game. They introduce all the concepts. They got the mana tree, the Gemma Knights. And now I fight this cat boss thing again. Hello! Oh, thanks for the resub. I won't let you leave here alive! Okay, bye. This is a mana game, so a little fall down a waterfall won't hurt me any. I'll be fine. This was one of my first Game Boy games too, actually. I got it from a friend of mine at 5th grade in school. This was my game before Pokemon. I love this song! Candy! Another thing that's going away with digital games is trading your games with your friends at school. Me and a friend of mine in 5th grade, we traded all kinds of Game Boy games back and forth between each other. That was how I got Link's Awakening for the first time, too. Second person to die in 10 minutes. This game did not mess around. One useful thing you can do with Sarah here is you can ask, "Let me treat your wound, Andy." There we go, and now I passively restore hit points. So basically, as long as you have Sarah in your party, you will never die. As long as you're careful. You have a bunch of companions that you have over the course of the game, but Sarah is by far the most useful. Level up, select your growth type. Oh, gee, I think Will makes my little meter at the bottom of the screen fill up faster, which is nice, but I'm just gonna put all my points into power. And I would show you what letting that meter fill up does, but it takes so long right now that I don't want to stand around doing nothing for a minute so you can see that. But I do get little special sword skills I can use if I let that meter fill up. Yeah, I saw that Steam lets you share games, but I never really investigated it beyond that. I think by the time they released that feature, I was pretty much done playing games on Steam. I was really tired of dealing with the platform. This is the first town, I think it's called Topple? I don't know, it's been 20 years since I played this game. I do! She's standing right there! It's Topple, see? I remember things. Yeah, this has one of the best soundtracks of any Game Boy game. Keys. I might need some keys, but nah. I want to say the game gives you plenty of keys without having to buy any from shops. Or wait. Maybe I need those to open certain chests. Fine, I'll buy some keys. And I bought the sword I already had. Fantastic. What a great start to this run. Okay, well, let's go out and get enough money to buy that helmet at least. Yeah, that is a feature that took way too long to appear in RPGs. When I go back and I play like Super NES games that don't have those, I'm like, what were we even thinking playing these games? Here's the swamp. I probably don't want to mess with things in the swamp just yet. They're a little out of my level range at the moment. See, when I was young and when I was dumb, I would evenly distribute all of my stat points, even though I never really cast magic in this game. I think you do get a couple spells you can cast on yourself, but I really only ever use the Cure spell, which isn't that expensive. And, you know, like, stamina, you get enough hit points to get by without having to put points into stamina, so... No, now that I'm 30-some-odd years old, I know, just put all the points into power, and just bulldoze everything that gets in your way. I'll be fine. I don't remember if that helmet was 140 or 170 gold. I'll just go up to 170 just to be sure. It won't hurt me any to have some extra gold knocking around. The real benefit of grinding gold to get level up, or to get equipment, is you get level ups on the way. Yeah, but min-maxing can backfire on you in some of these games, like in, Sword of Mana on the Game Boy Advance, which is actually a remake of this game. If you min-max like that, and you don't have, like, some kind of magic to use, there's a boss that you cannot beat. I was absolutely furious when that happened to me. But Sword of Mana just also was not a very good game, which did not help it any. That came out when the Mana series as a whole was going through a serious decline. And, like, well, honestly, it never really came out of that decline. You know, porting the first 3 games in the series, which are the really good ones, is one thing, but they still haven't put out a decent Mana game since Legend of Mana. And that was in, like, 1999, 2000, somewhere in that area. Maybe it was 2001. But it was pretty late on. A rabbite! Hi, rabbite! And this should be, yeah, here's Bogard's house. The Mattock. I don't remember it being called the Mattock. I, use Mattock to break rocks in the cave. I wonder if they've updated the localization. I don't remember it being called a Mattock in the original game. Yeah, I'm almost positive it was called a pickaxe. Or maybe just a pick. I could be wrong, though. You know, it's been 20 years since I played this game last. Might even been longer than that. Yeah, me too. This is definitely one of those games I played a lot when I was at that age where I would restart games more often than I would finish them. Secret of Mana. I did that a lot in Secret of Mana. Like, I probably played the first couple hours of that game dozens and dozens of times, and I've beaten it maybe a half dozen times. Okay, how does this work? Oh, kind of like that. Okay. Some of these rooms are very reminiscent of Link's Awakening. I think they came out around the same time, so I wonder what the development history on that is. See, and this should be the house where I buy the axe. Well, I'll go get enough money. Okay, so there's the Battle Axe, which is an upgrade for me right now, but it also has some utility that will keep me using the Battle Axe all the way through the duration of the game. Cure, which you use to cure poison. Oh, I think I'm gonna max my inventory out here pretty quickly. I should probably sell some of all that candy I've been picking up. Next chance I get. Ouch. Okay. One big thing about this game, mind-blowing when it came out, was you could save anywhere, which actually creates problems. You really don't want to save anywhere, but the game lets you. But like later on, when you have the ability to walk on water, if you save while you're standing on water and then reload that game, you cannot move, and there's nothing you can do to fix that, which really, really sucks. I had to restart an entire save file once, I remember that very clearly. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just go to sleep in here for reasons. There we go. Now I can cast Cure on myself with my 6 magic points. Well, luckily there's also 2 save slots, so you can give yourself a backup save. But I remember this game well enough that I'm not concerned about it happening to me again. Liar! Okay, I need that mirror, that's right. I need that mirror to use on the butler. So I'll have to go off and do a little questing without Sarah for a minute. Not real thrilled about that, but I'll be okay. I got plenty of candy I can use to keep myself topped off. And just watch out for the mudmen. It's apparently I can't hurt them. Ouch! God, those things hit hard. Locked, of course. Ah, shoot. Okay, that's not how you use keys, apparently. Okay, so here's the lizard men. And my wisdom is not going up at all. That might bite me later on when I really need to heal more, but... There's the bronze key. That must be what lets me into that cave. Hello, Mr. Red Mage. Oh, lovely. Yeah, sure. I'll take some help versus no help. I don't remember what this character does, though. Some walls may be broken with Star or Mattock. Well, if only I had the Morning Star. Those walls sound different when you hit them. Oh. Swell! Okay. That's alright. You notice how the character kind of stalls a little bit when you go across this switch? That's really important. There are quite a few puzzles in this game that are a lot easier to solve if you remember that, because there are places you reach where there are invisible switches on the floor. And knowing that when your character has that little stall there, that means that they're stepping on a switch, makes it a lot easier to find the invisible ones. Well, that's a pretty obvious alternate sound there. Found the sickle. There we go. Now, if I remember correctly, this has a completely different weapon pattern. Nope. Yeah, little circular pattern for this. The nice thing about the sickle, since it has that circular pattern around you, you can often hit enemies diagonally, which is really helpful against some of these guys. And others, not so much. But it's the thought that counts. So, you know, even going back to this, you know, relatively primitive Game Boy game, it has all of the, you know, the Mana series weapon choices, which are just kind of stuck with it through the series throughout. There's always a wide variety of weapon choices, and there's different strengths and weaknesses to each one. I'll be starting Secret of Mana in about a half an hour here. You'll really get to see that there. Oh. You gonna make a invulnerable noise at me, are ya? Okay. Okay. Help me out here, Red Mage. Whoever you are. Now that looks suspiciously like a boss-shaped door right there. Can't carry. Well, I certainly don't need this many Maddox. Can I destroy them in any way? I don't think I can. Okay. We'll do this then. There we go. A key, okay. Oh, I know what that is. That's another Maddock. That's what those fish monster things have been dropping. So I won't bother opening that. Locked. The skeletons drop keys. Oh boy. Now, if I remember correctly, the Mattocks also smash rocks. Yeah, with the stair set underneath it. I want to go back and check out those doors I passed up, though. I was treating them with far more significance than they actually have. They're just doors with things behind them, so let's open them up and see what's what. Oh, a death trap. Yay. Ooh, an iron shield, though. Very worth it. Why didn't that work? There we go. Alright. Oh, okay. So a healing pool there. Okay, that must be the pool that is reacting to that attack. Alright. Moving on. Yeah. Putting all my points into power is letting wisdom not rise at all, so my magic points, I think, is also not ever going to grow up. So I'm limited to only three casts of the Cure spell. And I'm really not sure how much that's gonna hurt me. It may not be a problem at all, to be honest. But this early on, I'm a little nervous by that restriction. Or my power levels may get high enough that it is a complete non-issue. Move. What strangely behaving ice? Okay. Okay, I think this is the boss in the next screen. Yeah, there we go. Hi, dragon. My goodness. Ouch. No problem. Found the magic book of fire. I will never use that. And now I need to make some room for the mirror. Bye. Random red mage, you're not even in the right series. What are you doing? And still can't hurt the mudmen. Okay. Well, this was the first mana game, so the series was still kind of in a weird halfway state between being a Final Fantasy game and being its own thing. Like, later on, I'll even team up with a chocobo for a while, which is completely wrong. I think there's even a Moogle that you meet later. Werewolf! Oh my god! And you saw my meter was filled up, and so when I attacked, my sickle arc was even bigger. And, all the weapon types have different powers like that, but the swords, by far, have the most amazing and useful skills. There's the pumpkin bombs, another mana staple. Still can't hurt the blobs, and now I don't have the red mage to help me. Okay, this sucks. I probably need to use that fire magic spell that I got from the dragon, but I ain't gonna. I would much rather just run past enemies than spend mana on fire. Not until I at least get a reliable way to restore my mana. But if you look at that power bar down there, even now, it's already filling up much faster than it was half an hour ago when I was in the first area. Thanks, rat! Luckily the piers have 2 uses, or 3 uses even, for each one you pick up, so you're set for a little while after one visit to the swamp. Crystal. What does that do? Well, unfortunately this is from the age of RPGs where if you wanted to know what something did, you had to use it. So, I think I can either sell that, or it might cast a magic spell when I use it. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go through the trouble of doing it. P? Where was it? Is that in the European version of the game, or where was it saying P? Oh. I'm starting to wonder if I went the wrong way. Oh, poison, I see, okay. Stairs up, stairs down. I know I get the whip in here at one point. I thought that was where the hidden door went, but this has gone on much longer than I was expecting it to, so now I'm not so sure. Yeah, here's the whip. Okay. We're still on track. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so Yeah, this leads to the boss, so I'm gonna backtrack to that other door I haven't gone through yet. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. And maybe I'll get another level up on the way, that'll be helpful. Ow. Quit camping the door, guys. Oh, you. That is really annoying. Okay. I have no idea what Crystal did, but... There we go. I'll take that. That's a much better enemy configuration. Pillow. I'm pretty sure that puts enemies to sleep. Okay, here we go. And a dead end. Okay. What a waste. Then again... I'm gonna head back up to the beginning area and just sleep in the bed, just to do it. I don't really think I'm gonna get anything from it, but at the very least I'll get a more solid footing on my hit point situation before I head back down into the dungeon proper. Or I will die to a pack of zombies. Oh, what a waste. Alright, see ya. Ah, freaking zombies. Move. Oh yeah, sure, that one I can push aside. Okay. Oh, but the limitations of a Game Boy game. I can't get around this chest without opening it, and I can't pick it up because my inventory is full. Alright, just... Here we go. Okay. Back on track now. So I know that chest is going to have a cure in it, so I may as well pick it up. Because a cure is much better than a candy. Heals more, and it's got 2 casts in it. I'll take it. Oh, I fell down. I was honestly not expecting that to happen. The question is, have I been here before? Did this just drop me down into an area I'd already been in? Everything kind of looks the same, so I'm not 100% sure. I think this dropped me down in a place I'd already been. Actually, that's a pretty fantastic map for the Game Boy era, to be honest. And I can see from that map that this is a new area. I just had to go north instead of in any other direction. Here we go, okay. And there's where I fell, okay. Back on track. Ah. Could you not stand in the... Move. Yeah, out of the way. So I think that will lead to that door that was blocked by pots. Yeah. I think we're closing in on the boss's lair now. Oh, shoot. Huh. I'm hesitant to go willy-nilly with my Mattock because... Oh, there we go. So I don't have that many uses of it left, and when it runs out, I'm kind of stuck. I'd have to go all the way back to a merchant to buy more, because I don't have the Morning Star yet. Locked. Here we go. One of these has Sarah in it, and then I should have her healing ability back. There we go. You mind? Back off. Now that I have Sarah back, I'm no longer worried about being poisoned, because she can just counteract the poison effect with her healing spell. Bye, Sarah. She magically teleports to you on the next screen. It's fine. You want not just stand on top of me like that? That's really annoying. Then I think when I get back to the entrance hall, there's a boss fight. Oh, look at all the zombies taking up all the space. See if I can just plow through them. There we go. That's my victim! Whoa, that hit me for half my life. I wonder if that's a percentage-based attack. Ouch, okay. Ow, crud. Please don't do that. There we go. Once I quit trying to face tank it, no problem. Learn Slip. Another spell I will never ever use. I distinctly remember never using this spell. Wendell is to the south. Let's hurry. And we will, but first let's sleep in the vampire bed. I think I can still do this. Yeah. And Sarah won't complain, even though she should reasonably have extremely traumatic reaction to this place. But that's about an hour in now, so I'm going to play Secret of Mana for a little while now. By far of these three games, the one I know the best. Let's take a look at what we got here. Game guide on and off. Looks like the same basic thing. The multiplayer is in, though. That's cool. And the Switch is a much more practical way to play multiplayer than most Super NES options available right now. And just two different screen sizes. Frankly, I don't know why you wouldn't just play this way, but you can play this way if you want. Now, I happen to know that this character's official name is Randy, which is just a terrible name for an RPG protagonist. With apologies to all the real-life Randys out there, but it's just a bad name for the main character of an RPG. And I played through the remake of Secret of Mana on PlayStation 4 last year, and I had a very bad experience with that game. It just annoyed me in a way that I never remembered the Super NES game annoying me, so I'm really looking forward to replaying it right now on Switch. Like, the original Super NES version, not that PlayStation 4 game where I know they remade the music, and it was awful. I mean, this has one of the best soundtracks on the Super NES, and what they did to the PlayStation 4 version's music was just atrocious. Unacceptable. And then I want to say they retuned all the monsters so that they were a lot harder to hit with physical attacks. Which I have no memory of that being the case in this version of the game, so I'm interested to see if I just remember incorrectly from when I owned this game on the Super Nintendo, if it was actually that hard to hit things. I'm sorry that I'm talking over the cutscenes, but I've seen these cutscenes hundreds of times, like, no exaggeration. So I don't even pay attention to him anymore. The village is this way. I have to find something to cut through. But luckily there's a sword right there. And you know, has anything bad ever really happened to anybody after pulling a sword from a stone? It'll be fine. brilliant light is gone in an instant, and now I'm an RPG protagonist. I've got a hit point meter and everything. And you'll see a little meter building up to 100% down there on my character status bar. And that's how damage works in this game, is you have to step back and wait for it to recharge. It's not like in Final Fantasy Adventure a few minutes ago where I could just spam attack on enemies. If I don't wait for it to recharge to 100%, then the attacks are much weaker. It's not even worth doing. See, 2 hit points, like, against a Rabbite, sure, because Rabbites don't have any hit points, but later on when I'm fighting monsters with far more hit points, if you don't wait for that to recharge to 100%, it's just not going to work for you. Candy! Yes, yes, yes. I don't know about other people, but I don't get no 60-hour charge off these Pro controllers. Either that, or I really lose track of time when I'm playing Switch games. Excuse me a moment while I get my controller charging. The light is not coming on for some reason. There we go, okay. Brandy's weapon skill ups, because not only do the characters level up, they're also their individual skills with each individual weapon also goes up and down. And what do you do with weapon skills, you might ask? Well, you do this. Hold down the attack button, and you can do a super attack, which, frankly, the super attacks aren't worth doing, because there are 8 levels of them you can do in total. They take way too long to charge up, the damage bonus really isn't that much higher, and they're kind of hard to aim with, so I use basic attacks. Basic attacks work just fine. Alright, now if I go into the village here, I go into a boss fight. I'm only at level 2, so this boss fight's probably going to be a little tough for me, but I think I can pull it off. I don't know what I'm really wearing. Got rusty sword on. Overalls. Just overalls, okay. Maybe the bandana will... Oh, I can't even afford it. Never mind. Thought maybe the bandana will give me a little extra defense for the boss, but I didn't spend enough time fighting Rabbites to buy it. That's alright. There's a Gemin Knight who gives me some backup on the fight. I'll be okay. Good job, Randy. You broke it. And you can watch how the monster moves before attacking, because that's how you tell what abilities it's about to use, but there's absolutely nothing you can do to defend yourself, so watching what abilities or how it moves is not very helpful advice. But if you die here, the knight just revives you, so it's alright. And I actually have beaten this boss before without dying. It's not easy, but with luck and with enough grinding back there on the Ravites, you can do it. But this boss is kind of a bad introduction to the game, because it makes the game seem a lot harder than it really is. There we go, that got it. And the sword orb. You need orbs to upgrade your weapons, but I will not be getting to that point tonight, because I'm just playing each game for a little while, just to look at each of them. So back in Final Fantasy Adventure, we met, oh, I've forgotten his name already. We met one of the Gemma Knights, and here we've got Gemma the Knight. Subtle. You've really done it to me this time. Yeah, villager, it's all about you. So, Final Fantasy Adventure, in the first 5 minutes, your best friend dies, and you're a slave in a in a gladiatorial arena. In this game, you unseal a magic sword and bring the apocalypse on the land and get banished from your village. The Mana series, they know how to start things off fun. Goodbye, old man who I will never speak to again. You're a jerk. Goodbye. But now I can afford that bandana. And these other items, you can get them very easily from monster fights, there's no reason to buy them yourself. And they're heck expensive too. Yes. You are hereby banished from Potos Village. Now get out of here. Yeah, screw you guys. You're a bunch of jerks. Here's the cannon travel site. This is how you get around. Once I am ready to travel to other places. And you can see the dubious translation and localization at work here. Cannon. Spelled with 2 N's. Wait, no, that's wrong. That is the correct way to spell it. Never mind. Never mind. He paid your way too. Hop in. No thanks, I'll walk. I'd love to show you the fabulous Mode 7 graphics in action, but it's better to walk, that way you can get some experience points and some gold. Part of the music track keeps cutting out because of the monster sound effects. Very authentic to the Super NES game. Even though they probably could have fixed that with the emulation, but they committed to how it actually runs in the original game, and I admire that. Oh, and here's Nicolo, who sells you items at incredibly jacked up prices. Or Nico, that's right. Nicolo is in Legend of Mana. Buy a wristband for 90 gold. Ah, what the heck. For a whole extra 1 defense. But right now, when my main armor is only giving me 2 defense, that's actually quite an upgrade. And here's Dialog. We'll encounter him several times over the course of the game. And Eleni the Witch, who I won't get to in this stream, but she's an early force that you face. And I can follow them through this portal into the forest, but as the guy said, without a whip, I can't really do anything in here. But remember in Final Fantasy Adventure how I was using the whip to go across little chasms using the posts? Well, same thing here. And up here's the Water Palace. in a fairly typical mid-90s video game plot. You know, go to all the palaces, activate all the MacGuffins. A Link to the Past was a big deal back then. Lots of games were copying it. Visit all 8 palaces and receive the power from them all. Take this spear with you. Okay, so... since my sword's only at level 1, I've leveled it as high as I can with Randy's skill level, so I'm going to switch him over to the spear now. The spear is actually the strongest weapon in the game. But if you do play through Secret of Mana, you're probably going to be tempted to just use one weapon with each character, but don't do that. Get everybody's skill level as high with every weapon as you can. It really doesn't take that long to do, so... just so long as in the course of playing through the game, you cycle through each weapon, and there are 8 total weapons, I think. And you can stay on top of it pretty easily. Even though it is very tempting to just give Randy the spear and just have that be the weapon that he uses. Help! Kidnapped by goblins. Or if you don't want to, you know, train all the characters with all the weapons, at least keep the sword on Randy, even though the spear is his most powerful weapon. The sword is required to finish the game, and only Randy can use it to finish the game, so having his skill level capped out with the sword goes a long way towards helping you do that. So even though the spear is a little bit more powerful, keep the sword on Randy. Just trust me. Here's one of our other protagonists. Her name is Prim, if I recall correctly. I don't remember what's on the other side of this grass. Let's take a look. Just a shortcut down off the cliff, I think. Candy! And here's the Kingdom of Pandora, who aren't nearly as mean as the people in Potos are, but they're also dealing with a curse going on for the cult in the area, so they're still not all that helpful to me. Kung Fu suit, which Randy can't wear. Okay. And I think Prim comes with it pre-equipped, so nothing exciting in that item shop. But if I head over here to Pandora's castle, I can meet up with Prim early. Or I can ignore Prim for right now, and I can just carry on to the forest, and I'll meet her when we go to invade the witch's castle, because Dialuk, that knight with the blonde hair we met earlier, is the guy that Prim was looking for. So there's a few variations you can do in this first sequence here for meeting all the player characters. And there's all these characters I could talk to, but none of them have anything interesting to say, so I'm not going to. I hate you, Dad! Because the way to make a character sympathetic and compelling is write them like they're a 13-year-old brat. That works. So Gemma goes to investigate the ruins to the south, and when next we see him, he'll be, he'll be brainwashed by the cult down there, because Gemma's kind of useless. He's got an infinite supply of Cup of Wishes to revive me in the first boss battle, and then after that, he doesn't contribute much. That red sign means this is a proper armor shop, but that shopkeeper is one of the people who's being affected by the witch, so I can't buy the good armor from him. I gotta buy the cheap stuff from this guy. And I would lay odds she's already wearing a kung fu suit, so I won't buy one of those for her. And a kung fu suit. That's what I thought. Okay. And Prim comes pre-equipped with the spike knuckle, even though she's just this semi-random nobleman's daughter. She has one of the mana weapons, somehow. When I get to the sprite down in Guy's navel, the sprite also has one of the mana weapons, but that's a little less inexplicable when we find out what the sprite is and his job in the world. Alright, well let's start heading for Guy's navel. Thanks for your help, Prim. You're really contributing there. There's Randy's weapon skills at level 1, but I don't want to just take Prim's spike knuckle until she's leveled up too, so Randy can just have a spear capped skill level for a little while. There we go, now Prim's attacking. The AI companions are of limited usefulness. Maybe if I check her action levels. Action grid. Oh, that's why. She's on keep away guard. Let's set her to keep away attack. See if she gets a little more aggressive that way. There we go, now she's contributing. There we go. Now we can swap weapons over. This is just a random village with not much in it, but I forgot this was even up here. I probably forgot because there's nothing up there but the apple tree. There is a shop here that I think has some equipment upgrades for me. Question is, will I be able to afford them? Yeah, I didn't think I would. Well, I can at least afford new equipment for Randy. The early game's a little rough when you don't have enough money to buy everything, but as long as you stay on top of fighting enemies, then you should have plenty of money to buy everything you need by the mid-game point. There's really... If you ever reach a point where you need to grind gold to buy the next tier of equipment, I would say you need to spend more time fighting enemies and less time avoiding fighting enemies. But unfortunately, this is a mid-90s RPG, so I'm gonna have to spend a little time grinding here. So I can get that next equipment upgrade tier for Prim. Another thing to keep in mind when you're playing Secret of Mana is this game was like Square Enix's big project for what was supposed to be the Super NES CD-ROM add-on, which infamously became the PlayStation. But since the CD-ROM add-on never really happened, but they still had to make the game, they had to strip down the game a lot. And you can't really see it at the start of the game, because they kept this part of the game mostly intact, but when you get to the latter half of the game, where there's a lot less plot, there's just a lot of running around to dungeons, and you run through the dungeon, you activate the seed, but nothing is really happening in the plot. And you just spend a lot of time running back to Sage Jock, who tells you, go here now and do this, then come back and see me, and that's a very annoying sequence, because Sage Jock is clear on the top of this mountain, and there's no fast way to get to him. You have to climb the mountain every time. It's a bad part of the game. All of that was heavily cut content. Like, there's even an entire castle area that you can fly to once you get the ability to fly. But there's really no reason to visit in the game. Like, it's just space that's there. And you can go there, and you can talk to Gemma there, because he hangs out there after a certain point in the game, but there's really no reason to ever visit. Because it's all stuff that was supposed to be part of the much bigger game that this was supposed to be. Which, this isn't a short game, but it is one you can beat in 12 to 16 hours. It's not nearly as long as, you know, people who grew up playing this probably remember it being. It's a pretty short game. I played the remake last year. I was very surprised how quickly I got through it. Like, I got through the entire game in 3 streams, which is pretty quick for me. One of those streams was an 8-hour stream, but still, I got through the entire game in just 3 streams, which really surprised me. I thought it would be an 8 to 10 stream game. Back when I still did that. I mostly just do these first look streams now. And I have one big game that I'm working on. Like, right now I'm working on Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I really need to get back to. I haven't streamed it in about 2 weeks, but That's what I'm supposed to be streaming when I am streaming. Prim is taking a beating, and fortunately it's a couple hours before you have access to magic in this game. You're kind of stuck with recovery items like candy, and you can only carry 4 pieces of candy at a time. That sucks. You gotta be careful with your companions to make sure they don't die. I had about 450 gold now. I think that might be enough to buy the armor for Prim, so I can start heading for the forest. Kung Fu dress. And an elbow pad. Yeah, just enough money. There we go. Look at that. That's a huge defense boost for her. Totally worth the effort. Now that beating she just took on the return trip from Pandora will not be an issue again. Thank you. Alright, let's head for the forest. You can try heading for Gaia's Navel, but since I met up with Prim in the castle and I agreed to go to the forest with her, if I don't go to the forest, then she gets mad at me, and she won't let me actually go into Gaia's Navel. I have to go to the forest. So we're gonna head for the forest. Mushboom gets whacked. That's a critical hit. Critical hits are surprisingly rare in this game, but you can do them. you don't really get much control for how your characters grow statistically in Secret of Mana. Yeah, that's probably a criticism of it, considering it's an RPG. This is the way to Gaia's Navel, but I'm going to go ahead and clear out all the enemies here just for experience and gold. Okay. Those are the entrances into Gaia's Navel. The left one leads into the dungeon, which you have to go through that the first time, but once you reach the Dwarf City at the end of Gaia's Navel, then you can go through the right door, which is a shortcut. Not going all the way back there to fight that Buzzbee, it's not worth it. And this old guy just kind of wandering around here. There are many monsters in Gaia's Navel. I saw the floodwaters sweep some kid into it. Which becomes an important detail later on, when we actually meet the kid. And here's Neko, who's probably going to sell me some overpriced garbage, but let's see what she's got. Same stuff I've already got. Okay. Thanks anyway. Alright, where's these attack sounds coming from? Oh, where did you come from? We won't be able to cut this without an axe. Okay, now that Prim has seen we cannot get through the forest without first visiting Guy's navel, she will let me go into Guy's navel. Oh, she's a headache. One nice thing about the remake, even though I didn't really care for the remake, was it gave the characters much better personalities. Like Prim and Popoy, who is the other player character I'm gonna meet shortly here. They're just... they're both really unpleasant people. They're not enjoyable to be around. The kind of people, like, if it was real life, you found, like, oh, these are the people who are supposed to save the world? We're screwed. Okay, stop that. Nice. I'm just gonna head back to that little village briefly, just to heal up and save. Is that visit to the forest did hurt me a little bit. It took a little damage to get through there. Unfortunately, inns are the only way to save your game, but later on you do start finding more varieties of inns that make it a little less annoying than, like, actually having to pay the fee and look at the sleeping animation, but it's several hours before you reach those inns where you can stay for free and you don't have to watch the sleeping animation. The AI pathing struggles with corners. And unfortunately, you can't just ditch them. If you get too far away from them, then the screen stops moving. You have to go back and fetch them. And yes, it is possible to get them wedged into particularly unfortunate corners where you have to reset the game because you can't get back to them. It's very difficult to do that, but it is possible. That noise was the sound of that goblin snoring. If you're wondering what that was, Brim, there was no need to wake that one up that early. That's okay. She held it off solo. She did a good job. Activate the switch. That should lower, lowers this rock down, releasing that water that was there. And getting rid of all that lava, which is totally not how it works, but that's alright. It's how it works in The Secret of Mana, and that's good enough. Nice. That saves some time. This is probably the magic rope, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I can use that to fast travel out of any dungeon I happen to be in. It's one of those items that is useful, and yet I never really ever use it. But if I ever get into a lot of trouble and really need to get out of a dungeon without fighting a lot of enemies, that's really what it's used for. That's what it's intended to be used for. Headgear, that's an upgrade for Randy. A nice upgrade for Randy. Nice. Ugh. And here's the dwarf village. And here's Watts the dwarf, who handles all of your weapon forging and reforging. Actually, I want you to reforge my spear, too, but oh well. Actually, I may not have the orbs for it. Alright, let's go meet Popoy, the last player character. Yeah, I might be able to get some more armor upgrades here. The spiky suit for Randy, take that. And power wrists for everybody. And then we go into the actual Elder's house and find out we're getting grifted. Hello. And boss time! Stay above ground and fight me! This is not one of the better bosses in the game. Yeah. There's the Spear's Orb. No, we're not gonna name him Pooh. Even though that about summarizes their personality. Alright, that's your party for the game. It's just these three characters. You got Randy, your weapon user, Prim, defensive magic, and Popoy, offensive magic. Thank you, thank you. And even though I do train up my characters with all the weapons I can, I do prefer to keep my spellcasters with more ranged weapons. Like the boomerang and the bow and arrow. They're just much easier to keep alive that way. Alright, let's go get the axe and get my spear reforged. Alright, let's go and get some big upgrades for Popoy. What do they already have equipped? No headgear, no accessory, and a midrobe, which I think is what the shop already sells, so I think I'll actually have enough money. Just enough to get by. 150 GP and 45, yeah, no problem. Okay, so that's Secret of Mana, which I think still holds up fairly well 25 years later, but it is a little overly simplistic for its own good. But now, Trials of Mana. I will attempt to play this some, but you've seen me yawning for the past half hour. I'm ready to go to sleep, but I will attempt to play Trials of Mana, which I've only ever played the translated ROM before. I don't have a very good memory of it. So this will be much more of a discovery playthrough. I won't have as much information as I had before, because I don't know this game well at all. When the world was shrouded in darkness, the goddess of Mana drew forth the Sword of Mana to smite the 8 Benevodons, monsters of destruction. She sealed the horrors inside the 8 Mana Stones, bringing the realm back from the brink. Weak from rebuilding the world, the goddess changed into a tree and fell fast asleep for years. However, the forces of evil sought to free the Benevodons to gain control of the world. They started a terrible war to further their plot and destabilize the kingdoms. Peace was at an end. Dang them. Oh, there's that beautiful Mode 7 map making. We used to think that looked good. Just occurred to me, Probably when I make a new save file, I'll have to watch all this again. Mana itself began to disappear from the world, and the mana tree to wither. That's a much more upbeat version of that song. That's the Secret of Mana title screen music. Trials of Mana, aka Seiken Densetsu 3, which is probably what I'll always call it. I'll never accept this title. Press A to select the main character. Uh-oh. Okay, well, what character is what? What do they do? I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know why. Kevin, a grappler. Ferolia, I guess that says. I don't know what Ferolia means. Oh, here we go, okay. Press A to select your companions. Hawkeye, a thief. And Wendell the Cleric. Oh, Charlotte the Cleric. Okay, I don't want to be a grappler. Let's try that again. Let's see, what's this? Magician Altena. That's probably who I want, is Angela. Like there's no way to back out of this. Who's this? Reese the Amazon. And Duran the Fighter. Okay. I'm just gonna be super basic about this. I will go as Reese, the Amazon for my main character, and Angela, the Magician, and Charlotte the Cleric for my support. I wonder if this kind of goes an Octopath Traveler route where you start out depends upon which character you picked, maybe? I don't know. Well, it looks like each character has a unique starting, at least. I see something charging up down there on my meter. I have no idea what that means. Okay, if you press B when it charges up, that does a super attack. Okay. Oh, cool, and if you miss, it doesn't sacrifice your meter. That's handy. The monster population has increased. Uh-oh. Right now, I am really resisting the desire to restart as the thief. Just because I'm interested to see how the thief's story starts. Guess I can quit talking to door guards. None of them seem to have anything useful to say. I didn't see anybody in there. Sounds like Prince Elliot's a little butthead. think I can tell already this is a really ambitious Super Nintendo game. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Stranger danger. Oh, wow, that is, that's a heck of a menu system. Okay. This might be one of the earliest games I've seen that uses a gear symbol to, denote settings. Yeah, how do I get off this screen? There we go. Time to go save my beloved brother, who's also kind of an idiot. Yikes! Another game that gets dark surprisingly quickly. Wow. Okay. This is a mana game on Super NES? My goodness. FlameCon. That doesn't sound good. Oh wow, okay. Back in the day when that was all the people it took to make a game of this size. Or at least all the people who got credited for it, anyway. Alright, I bet this is where all the characters end up, is here. Shoot, man. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I wanted to start the stream earlier in the day, but there's too much stuff going on, I just couldn't do it. I really am curious what the Thief starting is like. I'm not really seeing what differentiates the different characters from each other. Like, the spellcasters, obviously, they cast spells, but I don't know... I don't know if the other characters are really differentiated by skills any, like in Secret of Mana. Randy is your weapon user, but there's really nothing special about him. He does the same basic attacks that Prim and Popoi do, so I don't know. I don't know if that's the same deal here or not. I'll try to stick it out with Reese. I'm interested in her story, at least. Oh! Oh, shoot, did I just get one shot? Okay, that happened. Yikes. Salamendo Day. I know this game has like a full like day system and a time of day system, but I don't know yet how those really affect things. And quite frankly, in a lot of these JRPGs that have like, you know, the Zodiac system in it, like the effects are so negligible, they're not even worth paying attention to. Like, I know in Final Fantasy Tactics you can build your entire team to have, like, synergy with the Zodiac signs, but if you ignore it, it really doesn't make any difference. Magic rope. Wow. In Secret of Mana, the magic rope is an infinite use item. You just need the one. But, as I also said in Secret of Mana, I almost never use the magic rope, so I guess I shouldn't complain that the magic rope in here is one-time use. think that's the thief that I am wanting to restart the game so I can try them out. Oh, I see. I need to go to the inn and sleep until nighttime. I'm still going to look around the town first, though. Yeah. I thought I'd see if he had something new to say after he does his lame joke, but clearly not. Alright, guess I go to the inn, sleep until nighttime, and then while the beastmen are transformed, I should be able to sneak by them, apparently? Okay. I'd prefer to kill them, if possible. Pretty interesting organic tutorial for teaching you how to use the inn to change the time of day, though. Okay, not gonna get by that one, I guess. There we go. Dang right I did. Oh, look at that, a beach. I bet somebody washes up here at the end of their story. At the end of their introductory chapter, anyway. Rabbite Forest. Oh, yeah. Astoria to the south. Really? Where they filmed the Goonies? Because you know if I see a sign telling me to go south, I'm gonna go in every direction but south first. This is not my first video game. I know what I'm doing. Surprised I haven't gotten a level up yet. Uh-oh, golden statue. That makes me think there's something tough up ahead. Alright, now in Secret of Mana, you'd use these guys to bounce up to higher cliff levels. Oh, it does the same thing here. Maybe. Okay. I guess that's giving me a view of the surrounding area, I guess was the point of that. Uh-oh. Good feelings about that rock shaped like a gargoyle I can't interact with. Okay, that was different. Hello, person? Okay, I guess I do need to go to Astoria. Alright. Fair enough. Uh-oh. Okay. What do I put my stat points in? Oh god. I'm guessing either strength or dexterity. I don't know which. Probably strength. Oh man, I hate RPGs where you have to distribute stats yourself, because I always do it wrong. I always do it wrong. I'm not getting good feelings from that. Alright, south to Astoria it is. Cascade Cavern / Wendell, and Town of Astoria. Something tells me I can't get through the Cascade Cavern yet. Just a hunch. Kinda what I figured. That building looks important. Or, if not important, then conspicuously empty. Right. Ponta does not like me. Thanks. Thanks for telling me information I've long since figured out. Hey, we were just talking back in Final Fantasy Adventure about RPGs that don't show you when an item is an upgrade. Trials of Mana does. Bravo, Trials of Mana. Oh, I'm ready for bed. Thank you, thank you. Didn't I just meet you over in the forest to the west? Wow, I didn't realize the day-night cycle actually worked in real time. That is impressive for Super Nintendo. That is some technical genius to do that on a platform with this level of processing power. Okay, well... maybe there'll be a scripted event here for sleeping, since it didn't give me the usual "How would you like to sleep?" dialogue prompt. Yeah, scripted event, here we go. Oh, I lost it. I thought it might go back to that place on the lake where the guy mentioned he saw it off to the west, but maybe not. Oh. Okay, I guess so. There it is, okay. We're on the right track. Still, the gargoyle is not moving. Well, you were going entirely the wrong direction. Sure. Seriously though, if you needed to get to Wendell, you were going completely the wrong direction for that. Wendell is in quite literally the opposite direction. Ooh. Can't even enter the buildings. That's probably not a good sign of what's inside. This must be her little introductory chapter. Whoops. Angela joined the party. Said she was a magician, so I thought she would be like the party's spellcaster, but she also said she's not any good at casting spells. So is she my party spellcaster or not? I'm really not sure. I wonder if there's a cap on how much candy I can carry in this one, too. I thought I would be at it by now. There was, or maybe it's just higher than Secret of Mana. Amazon! Oh my goodness. What is that even highlighting? Like it's highlighting nothing. Okay, well that would be my strength stat, but it looks like I can't select it. Okay, so for an Amazon, I guess the other strength stat I would need other than strength would be dexterity. I'll raise my dexterity. I don't know, I'm just guessing. And here's my other party member I selected at the start. So there's Charlotte with her speech impediment. I'd read about this some when the Collection of Mana English localization came out a couple months back. I don't know how to feel about it. You should look up people that have already written about how the speech impediment is handled, especially compared to the ROM translation that was put out in the 90s. They have far more informed things to say about that issue than I do. Uh-oh. Alright, let's find out how to use items on this very interesting interface here. Oh, looks like I can class up into a Valkyrie or an Amazon. That's interesting. Don't see how to select my other characters, though. How do I change... Oh well. Ring menus? Okay, maybe I have to use the ring menus. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, that is not who I meant to cast that on. There we go. Wait a minute, was there an east doorway back there? Nope, okay. Since I found the ring menus, let's look at my companions. Don't see any spells to cast. I probably have to meet up with the elemental spirits like you have to do in Secret of Mana first. Huh. Well, now I can't upgrade dexterity or strength. Well, guess I'll take stamina then. There's my magician. Well, gee, on my magician, I think I'll raise their intellect. You won! Is this the way out of the cave already? No boss? Really? Or maybe this is just a mid-stopping point. Oh, that looks like... this looks like it. Holy City Wendell. Right. We are a neutral town that has no enemies. Probably before I'm done in town here, it's going to be burned to the ground by an enemy. Who cannot equip, though? Is that just... Reese that I'm looking at there? I don't really like this menu, to be honest. Not a great menu. Okay, I guess... I see, I have to actually switch control of who's leading the party at the time. That's not great. That's not a great system. Okay, well that's Reese again. There we go. And I bought a silk robe and How did I miss that? How did I not read that right? And already wearing sheep pajamas, so Charlotte's good too. Okay. Should not have bought that in the first place, my bad. Ooh, Cup of Wishes. I didn't really look at what that was that I looted, though. I hope I recognize that. That's what a chest looks like now. Long spear, already equipped that. Wooden flail and staff. I think that's what they already have equipped. Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna go until PM, because Tavern said that they were closed until night, and I'm interested to see what's going on there at nighttime. Undine Day. She's right here. Alright, let's see what's going on in this tavern. Probably nothing. Right. And probably gonna discover I can't do anything here at night. Or maybe not. Well, there's a very conspicuous hidden door right here. That'll probably be how I leave this place. At some point in the future. Wow. This place is empty. My goodness. Whole lot of nothing in here. Think of the poor person who had to design all this and put it all in place. And there's just nothing here. It's just a big empty building. Maybe there's more to do here when you're playing as Charlotte in their little introductory scene. Oh, swell. Looks like my stream connection is crashing, but that's okay. Anybody watching this on YouTube won't be able to tell the difference because I upload my recorded capture, not my streamed capture. Oh wow. Angela is kind of a terrible person, isn't she? Oh, now there's people in here. Okay. So, we have a quest. Head back into the caves and find the light elemental spirit. Interesting that you get the light elemental spirit first in this one, because I think that was not the last one, but pretty close to the last spirit you got in Secret of Mana. Now, where am I gonna go in here, though? Well, maybe this is it here. Ouch. Cleric. Alright. Back where Charlotte fell down, I guess, is where the mana spirit is hiding at, or at least the path to the mana spirit is up there. I do like that they're getting you the mana spirit, like, right away. Well, almost right away in Trials of Mana. Secret of Mana takes way too long for you to get your first magic spell. There we go. Fancy. Uh-oh. Now we got zombies. That's a lot of zombies. Well, at least if I can end the battle quickly, then the poison effect wears off quickly as well. That's handy. There we go. Now I can add more strength and dexterity if I want to. I guess they really prevent you from just dumping all of your stat points into a single stat in this game. Fair enough. And National Fun Post Agency here with more emojis to brighten my day. Wow, there's a lot of zombies in here. Holy shoot, guys. Wow. That was a bit much. I guess I should have bought more candy while I was in town. I'm trapped. Uh-oh. Just play a boss. Is this Tropicalo? It looks like Tropicalo's arena. Oh, definitely not Tropicalo. Oh, shoot. Okay. Do I have anything else I can heal with? Heal statuses, that's not it. Switches the hour. That will not help me any. Okay. Charlotte! Ouch! Wow. I got my butt kicked. Okay. That's alright. That's right about time for me to hop off anyway. Super into Trials of Mana though, definitely gonna spend the rest of the week playing this one. And if you want to hear me talk more about all three of these games, including my more in-depth thoughts on Trials of Mana when I get to that point, my name is Andrew and I'm part of the Switch Focus podcast, where once a week we get together and we talk news and games on Nintendo Switch. The collection of Mana has been out on the Switch since E3, but I waited for the physical release because I prefer to own games physically when the option is available, and I'm very happy I waited. I'm super into Trials of Mana, and Final Fantasy Adventure and Secret of Mana are both, well, they're the games that got me playing RPGs in the first place, so very special place in my life for those. I'll always be happy to replay them, once every couple of years. You can find us on Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast services by searching for Switch Focus, or you can visit our website at switchfocuspodcast.com. And you can see all my streams live right here at twitch.tv/playcritically, or you can see all my past streams at youtube.com/playcritically. Wherever you're watching, please like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again.